I'm slow. Thank you for telling me. My mic is off. Good morning, Trenches, and good morning, TWT. Good morning, good morning. I could be slow sometimes. That's because I really did not want to stream. I did not want to trade this morning. No, nothing. I had 2 hours of sleep. But I told myself I'm going to get up and do it because I can always take a nap. But yeah, so, actually... So what I was saying was, the very first trade I took this morning, I only took it on my leader account. It was a loss. I didn't want to chance the copy because I took a chance on that trade. I didn't have a lot of data for that particular volume pattern. It basically was only 2 trades prior to in like 6 weeks. So, and it was a win and a no entry, you know, where it just flies past my entry. So I was just like, I'll just go ahead and chance it because I don't really know, but I didn't want to chance it on all the accounts, and it lost. So I'm glad I didn't chance it. So I had already had it written down on my cheat sheet, like that I wanted it a specific volume pattern, which that was not. But because I didn't have all the data that I needed, I was just like, well, we'll just chance it. Let's see. So I took 3 trades so far. I had the 1 loss on the leader account. The second trade was a divergence buy that broke even shortly before I got on stream. It's right here. And actually, honestly, it didn't even go 16 ticks to change my stop loss to break even, but I got filled lower than my actual entry, so it worked out. And then the win that I got right when I got on the stream, which there was a lot of volume in that candle. There was like 2,000 volume in that reversal candle, so I was pretty confident that it would push. I actually was more afraid that I wouldn't get filled actually, but because there was so much volume there. But yeah, so now we're here. All right. So yeah. So technically the first trade was not until 8:50, which is still pretty late. So let's see. Not enough volume there. Definitely not enough. And I would have lost on that wick. So yeah, let's see what the rest of the day brings us. I'm not gonna lie, the first 30 minutes actually went by extremely fast. I almost forgot to stream because I was just sitting here and I looked down. I was like, oh shoot, it's 9:01. I gotta get on the stream. But hopefully the rest of the morning goes that way because I cannot wait to take a nap. I didn't go to bed till like probably 2:30, and then I got a phone call at like almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And I did not go back to sleep until 7:45, and my alarm went off at 8. And we're here. So, all right. So we're back in the overnight range right now. The high of the overnight range is 864.50. The low is 820.50. So a pretty good range actually. 44 points. We have not really seen an overnight range that big in quite a while. So that kind of gave me hope that maybe we would move a little bit, because the overnight for me is just 2 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, so it's not a huge block of time. So I had a feeling that we would get a little bit of movement, but in the beginning of the session, like right after the market opened, we kind of played around the middle pivot level. We played around a VWAP level. My levels were out of order. My minor and my major levels were out of order. So I just knew, like, until the market kind of picked a side, I knew that I wasn't really going to get much. And that's why it took 20 minutes for me to get my first trade. So So yeah, let's just see what the rest of the day brings us. We just touched the bottom of the range. I'm gonna squeeze the chart a little bit since the swings are pretty large, just so you guys can see structure a little bit. This was a pretty nice swing down. I'm glad I didn't get into it though, because I would have gotten stopped out by like 2 ticks and then it would have went. Alright, no sell here. Maybe pushing off of the VWAP. Let's see. We rejected off the overnight low. Let's see how long we kind of sit in this range. Draw the bias change zone. It's up there. All right, we pushed down too far for my liking for the buy. So we'll just see what the sell continuation looks like instead. It's a pretty weird place to reverse. Oh shoot, we do have. All right, we got crude oil coming in 15 minutes. I'm so glad I did not get into that trade. I almost did. And I'm glad I did not. I would have been so mad at myself. The sell. I almost read the volume of the actual swings totally wrong. And that would have cost me. But I'm glad I just did a second look before that bar closed. I just looked one more time and I'm like, oh shoot. Can't do that one. All right. This was a pretty nice rotation over the rotation level. No buy here. Look at all right, let me check. He hasn't taken trades. All right. So, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I wouldn't have gotten filled on the buy. I was looking at the buy. It set up exactly how I wanted it to, but I wouldn't have gotten filled at all. So it didn't really matter. Sometimes I can just tell. I mean, it's hard to get filled on the trades like this. It's like so perfect. It wicked off of this rotation level. But the inside of the bars looks like this. It skipped. There's literally no pullback whatsoever. So we get no entry. And that was one of the issues that I had, like when I was first starting to develop a strategy on Rincos. I just went based off of what the Rincos look like. I forgot that there was data inside of it. I mean, one good way that you can backtest with Rincos is just to put it next to like a time-based chart, specifically a 1 second chart. And as you are drawing your risk to reward on the trades that you're looking at, you can always just look at a 1 second chart. But then I saw that they had this version of the Rincos. So I purchased them so I could see inside. And that way, like when I'm actually back testing and stuff, and I'm looking at the charts, I can see like easily I can count that as a take profit before entry type of trade. All right, so my levels are pretty close together right now. So I would like to see them kind of spread apart a little bit. The closer they are together, the more it's like a squeeze, and I could get some consolidation. Something else I was looking at yesterday actually was like breakouts of consolidation zones, which are so easy to draw with Rincos, like super easy. I haven't seen any so far this morning though. Let me see. Maybe one area, like around 840, I could have drawn one. But I definitely was looking at that. I was starting to look at the whole my idea of swing trading with this particular strategy. I was looking at that a little bit yesterday, but honestly, I was just so tired yesterday that I didn't want to do too much. I did look at the one thing I did need to look at, and that was kind of like that. All right, so we're back at the bottom of the overnight range. Let's see if we actually push through this time, because the last time we just wicked off of it. So let's see if we push through. Oh no, he did not get into a buy. I heard him say, I definitely am not going to take any longs. He took a long. All right, so we've pushed through now. All right, so that started with a higher high. Nothing here. I'll tell you guys something else. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Something else I was also looking into, and I was just playing around with this, I think, when I got off the stream yesterday. So NinjaTrader has like I'm pretty sure you have to have a lifetime license for this, but one of their drawing tools is an order flow volume profile. Now, I don't like the typical one because being on Rinkos, it's terrible to look at it that way. But you can use it to draw, like, I'll show you guys how I was looking at using it. So what I was doing was I would draw like almost like you would draw a fib level. And I was looking for the reversal to be like at the point of control. So, and I was doing this in the afternoon, so it was a little bit different. But I would just do this, and like if the entry was basically at the point of control, then I would take the trade, right? And I would just draw that on the swings like you would a fib level. And I was just playing around with it. But I definitely was looking at that. Don't ask me why. I was just going through the drawing tool tile options. And I was like, hey, what is this? And I used the heat option. I know there's like different options. There's like bid and ask, buy and sell, a heat map, regular, and I think there might be like a fifth one. But yeah, I was just playing around with that. And then I was like drawing it for like in circumstances where there was divergence. I was drawing it, and basically like if the point of control was basically where the reversal bar was for the entry, then I was just taking the trades like that. I was just doing all kind of random stuff, y'all. Just random stuff. All right, I'm trying to move this zone down, but it's acting like it doesn't. There we go. But it's a pretty cool feature. But like I said, I don't like the order flow volume profile for Rinkos though. It looks insane. Mm-hmm. I definitely could have taken this sale, the 1 bar pullback sale, and I would have gotten filled and I would have gotten a full win. But I don't know. The only reason I don't know if I would have gotten filled is because I probably would have entered it after the bar closed and there would have been no time to do it. And it's only because the volume was getting so close to invalidating itself. Like, it only ended up being 13 away from invalidating itself. So I didn't know. And I would rather just not. I would rather enter late than enter and I can't get out to break even. But I'll show you, like, this was the trade right here. So as soon as the bar closed, my entry would have been there, and this was the very next one tick down was the only time that it came back to the entry. So I highly doubt I would have had enough time to actually put the entry there, unfortunately. But I mean, it was super close to invalidating itself. And it's just so many times where I take the chance at doing it, and then I'm in the trade, and when I go to like confirm the volume, because they're so close together, then I'll see like, oh shoot, that's invalidated, and then it'll reverse on me and I lose. So I'll just have to eat that one. It's cool. It's not a typical 1 bar pullback that I take. I only take 2 types now. And it's basically it's not like a regular one, obviously, because we're in a uptrend and I was getting into a sale. But yeah, guess I'll zoom in a little bit now that the swings are not so huge. Good morning, Hans. How are you? Welcome from India. Good morning. Good morning. Applejacks, how was the London session today? Oh, we are in crude oil right now, so why didn't my alarm go off again? I feel like it's supposed to do it 15 minutes, 7 minutes, and 30 seconds before, but I could be wrong. I might need to look at it again. So I'm definitely looking for 2 swings after right now. We look for 2 swings after 9:31. It was low impact news, so I don't need to sit out for too long. But I definitely want the 2 swings to happen first, and then I'll start to analyze the market again. All right, so there's swing 1. And if you're new here, I do that because since I'm trading like a volume-based strategy, what I don't want to do is make a trading decision based off of volume that really only happened because we had this little low impact news event. So news hit like right here. We had a little bit of a push up and then we pushed down and we're pushing back up again. So I want to see one more swing happen. So this was the first swing, then we'll get a second swing, and then I'll start looking at trading again. For low impact news events, I wait 1 minute after. I stop trading 1 minute before. For medium impact, I stop trading 5 minutes before and I restart 2 minutes after. And then for high impact news, I stop trading 7 minutes before and I restart 2 minutes after. So and that's just kind of typically the pattern that I see as far as like how so many orders are being taken off the books and how the volatility just like gets really weird and changes. So All right, so I can start looking at trades again now. Don't want to trade right here. Obviously, we be going back towards that buy rotation level right here. So just kind of see what happens from here. But we definitely rejected the uptrend bias change. We started off rejecting or trying to get past it, and then we've rejected ever since. That's something else that I was looking at a little bit yesterday too, because it does happen quite often and it's pretty easy to spot as well. Like I could have easily just drawn a second zone like this, and you could see that we kind of rejected off of it. But just kind of looking at ways of like getting a few swing trades in without having to change my setup, without having to really change anything. So it's something that I'll continue to look at for sure though. Curious to see if we'll push down at 824.50 here. Because the way I was thinking about trading the rejections is if I draw the zone here, which basically was the top of the change zone to like the top of the half trend. Every time we rejected initially, it was basically kind of like divergence, right? Except this time that we rejected, the zigzag was a downtrend, you know, it was stellar pressure. So, and we were rejecting off of the rotation level, which we have to be above in order for it to be an uptrend. So I would take the trade there. I just don't know where I would want to take profit yet, but I have been looking at that. I was looking at it a little bit yesterday, and it happened, I believe, twice while I was actually actively trading yesterday. So we'll see. So what I would probably do is just take profit at my major level, because the major level could be a huge pivot level versus waiting until it gets back to the next changeover zone. So I don't know. We'll see. My audio is low. I just talk really low. I'm sorry. I'll just turn the music down. Is that better? Yeah, I just don't talk very loud. I'm sorry. India accounts for 78% of options trades. I did not know that. That's interesting. I did not know that at all. Is the volume a little bit better, Hans? I'm sorry. I can't scream. I also am looking at getting another mic though, because I love this mic, don't get me wrong, but I do find that when I'm streaming on Twitch, it seems like the volume is a little bit better, but I also use a different program for Twitch. I use Streamlabs versus OBS. And I don't know what my settings are over there that makes it louder. I don't know. Let me see. Filters. Maybe I can add a filter to make it louder. Oh, that's gonna scare me. All right, let's see. Tell me if that makes a difference. Hey, Obi, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if that changed the volume. I put some gain filter on there, which sounds like it's something that would make it louder, but I only put it on like an extra 4 decibels because I don't want to blow you guys' ears out. Thank you, thank you. Lovely to see you as well. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see, I wouldn't have gotten filled there. No. So this would be one of the swing trades that I would possibly take, where I would enter right here at the close of that bar and take profit at the downside pressure level. So let's see what happens. I wasn't really paying attention, otherwise I would have taken it on my sim, but this is exactly what I wanted to see. We broke the top of the zone but not the bottom, and then the very next reversal we rotated over the top of the zone. So now typically I would prefer to actually see us retest the zone, but it seems like I only need a retest like if the first push was too far up to rotate initially. But let's see, because what I did notice is a lot of times if it rotates like this, I need to take profit at my major level, which it would have been right here basically, versus taking it all the way to that pressure level. So let's see what happens. Let's see if the retest is what pushes it. All right, I took it on my sim account since it is the retest. Let's see what happens. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter, it's sim. And then I'm going to, where's that stop loss? Hello. All right, just so y'all can see, I did enter it on my sim account. So it's a 8.5 point stop loss for almost 26 point take profit. Right now we are kind of stuck on my major level. So let's see if it pushes through. But like I said, I haven't like all the way tested it out. That's why we're just gonna sim it. Every time I see it set up today and really for the rest of the week, I'm just gonna sim it, see what happens. Because like I said, it could be something where I just take profit at my major level instead. And probably, or when I get to my major level, I'll just do this and break even, because it could just reject there and start going the way that I want it to initially go. So we'll just do that. I'll have the break even there. What is he in? Is he in a sell or a buy? I can't even tell. Oh, he's in a sell. Right now, I can't take like any of my normal trades because my levels are out of order. And this is kind of like the consolidation that I said that I can see when my levels are out of order like that. All right, and we break even. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Just break even at the major level and keep it moving. Good morning. Kymani's. Oh, what it? I'm just gonna say mom. Good morning, good morning. From California. I have not been to California since I had a travel nurse contract out there. Ooh, that was 5 years ago. All right, I'm putting my regular account back up there. I actually did a 3-month contract in Orange, California, which was an amazing experience. Amazing. I just was too far away from my family. I loved every minute of it, except it was one time where I went up to, I think it's Lemoore, California, wherever the naval base is. And because my friend lived there and I went to visit, and I had to drive through LA first. And when I tell you, I didn't realize how long I was in traffic because I was on the phone at the time. And by the time I got off the phone, I told him, I said, listen, if I wasn't on the phone, I would not have continued with this trip because how do I live so close to LA and I've been in this same traffic for almost 2 hours? What? It took me almost 2 hours just to get through the LA traffic. I was not happy. Like, I could never live anywhere permanently that has traffic like that. Because I don't really deal with traffic like that here where I'm from. Especially not like that. Mm-mm. 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 No, no, no. 302. You're really gonna do that? I'm not gonna take it though. The levels are out of order. If this wins, I'm okay with missing it out on it. But I just don't trust my regular setups when my levels are they don't look right. And there we go. I would have lost right there with that little push down. I need to see my minor level be back in front of the major level because the overall structure is an uptrend right now until we break this zone down here. So yeah, it's just gonna be very weird price action until it fixes itself. Your wife is a RN? Oh wow, in neuro ICU. Ooh, that's rough. My very first year of nursing, I was in neuro. I did my practicum, my 100 and I think it was 80 hours or 200 some hours, whatever it was. I did it in ICU, and let me tell you, I knew immediately that was not my calling. Okay, it's not my ministry at all. It is rough. And then I even did my peds rotation in a cardiac ICU. That was hard. Seeing little 2-year-olds with heart problems, seeing teenagers who've had heart transplants and didn't comply with medication, die from organ failure. It's a lot. I remember when we toured the unit, actually, we had to go see a little 6-month-old baby who was on what they call ECMO, which is like a life support type of situation for babies. And You know, it was so many machines around this tiny child that you couldn't even see the child from like the door because it was so many machines around. So you had like this machine over here that's pumping as a heart, and this machine over here is pumping as the lungs, and that was a lot for me. It was a lot. And y'all, guess what? So you know how I stopped myself out or broke even because I hit my major level on that swing trade? I didn't realize, but this like tipped it, because this level is at 24.50 and that's exactly where this is. And remember, I put my stop loss a little bit, like basically one tick below the bottom of the candle. So I should have actually re-entered the swing there and we would have gotten a take profit right there. Because we didn't hit the major level until over here. We almost hit it right here, but we didn't. But we didn't hit the major level to over here and we just blew straight through it. So that's why I want to add this, just this little swing trade, nothing else. If I can just add on to what I'm already doing, it would be so perfect. But anyway, so yeah, my first day of my ICU practicum while I was in nursing school was extremely difficult. Like within 10-15 minutes of me being there was like a cold blue, and my preceptor's like, hey, you gotta go help with CPR. I'm like, who? Me? You want me to help? I was like, I don't really think I could do that. So he was like, well, you know, this time only, you don't have to like help with chest compressions or anything, but after this you're gonna have to help with chest compressions and this and this. And then I'm like, okay. And it was like a very rough situation because the guy just kept coding. They kept bringing him back. He was septic, so they're pumping him with all these medications to like alkalize his blood. But his eyes are wide open while they're doing CPR, which freaked me out even more. It was just a lot, and I was like, yeah, we're not gonna make a living out of this. Not in ICU. In neuro, actually, I hated neuro in nursing school, and that was my first job out of nursing school, was a neuro unit, and I hated it. Not gonna lie. I had 7 or 8 patients every night. I'm 5'10", 140 pounds at the time, probably about 140, 150 at the max. And I'm taking care of 250, 300 pound patients that can't move half their body. My back was so jacked up, like, because even if you got 6 people moving one person, it's still too much weight for me. It was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. Grateful for the experience, but it was a lot. And then we had like a palliative care unit, which is basically people who are on their way to hospice. That's a lot to deal with. You know, they put them at the very end of the hallway, which makes it kind of worse on you because you're up and down the hallway every 30 minutes, giving morphine, giving this, giving that. That was just, look, I've been in healthcare since I was in high school, and I'm not going to lie to you. No matter how many hours of like shadowing I did, it did not prepare me for what nursing is really like when you actually become a nurse on your own. And that is why such a vast percentage of new nurses quit in the first year. I don't blame them at all. I understand. And they even talk about like how many nurses quit eventually and never return. And if I'm being completely honest, I am on my way to that. I am. Because it's a mess. It's a mess. And a lot of times it's just not worth it. 92. We're at a major support level. I don't know what happened with my charts, but let me fix it. All right, major support level here, as well as the prior low. You can't see it because it's like this green dark line that's behind the support level, but it's there. And I do not trade at that level at all. So, and we are just dumping. Houston traffic is bad, but LA traffic is on another level, honey. Yes. Yeah. I went to visit a friend some years ago that lived in LA, and I forget what part he lived in, but we were not very far away from Venice Beach, and it still took us like almost an hour and a half to get there. Parking's ridiculous. Like, I was like, how? I just don't get it. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys how spoiled I am. Within like a probably 10-mile radius from me, I have multiple Walmarts, Sam's, other types of grocery stores, a bunch of food places. Like, I don't have to go really far at all. So for me, like, even driving 25 minutes, 20 minutes to go get some food, I'm probably gonna back out of that. Yeah. Because why am I driving so far? It's bad. It's really bad, I'm not gonna lie. And like, most of the jobs that I've had have not been very close to my house. They've only been like maybe 25 minutes with traffic, but that 25 minutes, 30 minutes, it makes me want to quit. I hate driving. I hate traffic. I hate it. I do. Something must be going on. Major rejection at the balance line for NQ. Trenches, why you say something must be going on? Good morning, Truth Seeker. Good morning. How are you this morning? I really wanted to take this buy so bad, but I needed the zigzag to change to a seller pressure. Okay, where did all this volume come from and why? I mean, we like it, don't get me wrong, but I'm confuzzled. I am. Ooh, I would have been so mad. I almost forgot to change my my chart that I trade on. Forgot to change it back to the leader account. I was still on the sim. I would have been mad if a setup happened and it took on the wrong account. Yeah, we just blew through the initial balance low. It looks like I'm looking at Nutty's stream. He has initial balance on his chart. He uses the Trade Devils one. And I don't know why the color. Don't do it, Nutty. Don't do it. I heard him say, should I just jump in on this short? Don't do it. His water hasn't changed to a downtrend yet. This morning has gone by so fast, and I'm so surprised because y'all know when I don't get any sleep and I'm tired, I feel like I'm on the charts for 17 hours and 17 days. Like, so bad. Knowing me, I probably won't even be able to take a nap anyway. Wait, I think somebody... US dollar and Alpines are night and day. Spike down out of nowhere. Thought some Israel US Iran news was happening. Almost 100 points in one 5-minute candle. That was 100 points. Oh shoot, it was. See, the top was 854, the low was 763. Damn. That was a crazy move. I just saw somebody in Nutty Stream say something about where did they say? It said there was something really relentless about the bear pressure this morning. It should have reversed up to the VWAP and it just couldn't. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you, when I took the one trade right here, right after I got on the stream, this trade alone kind of let me know that at some point it was going to dump. And the only reason why is because this candle had 2,000 volume in it to push, right? And it didn't really need that much to confirm the sale, but anytime I see like that much volume that early in the session, like typically you don't see that much volume in a reversal candle until after, really you don't see it that much at all, for real. Because even after 10 o'clock from the 10 to 11 part of the session, you know, I might get 1,000, 1,500, maybe 1,600 in a candle, but to get 2,000 is a lot. And that let me know that like the bears were trying to step in, but then shortly after we kind of created some divergence, pushed up a little bit, and then eventually we dumped. But yeah, anytime I see like huge volume spikes and reversal candles like that, it says a lot, especially because it was going in the same direction of the trend, so it shouldn't have taken that much to do that at all. All right, so the 1 bar pullback was almost valid, but it not quite there. So let's see what we get here. So this time we changed to an uptrend and we're actually pushing through, whereas the other time when we switched, we immediately pulled back into this zone with the first reversal. My goodness, are we just gonna recover all the way? Trenches, what is Nvidia doing right now? At this point, that's gonna be my only thought process, is what is Nvidia doing? I know you paying attention to Nvidia. What is it doing? 279. So oh no, never mind. That would have been a lie. This sale was almost what I wanted to be, but the zigzag was not attached to the reversal bar because the high of this candle and the high of that candle were equal. So whenever that happens, I can't take the trade. Nutty said, I don't know what to think. Oh my gosh. He's up already. I feel you, Nutty. The market is being very strange today. Very strange. Is it always like that? It is. Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know. Okay. See, 330. All right, we got another trade that did not fill. Oh yeah, there was literally no pullback again. That's 2 today. That's the second time. Actually, I think it's the third time. See? Skip, skip, skip. It tried to come up here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it tried to come up here, but it missed it by 1 tick. Unfortunately. What the hell is going on? Leo. Nutty said, are we gonna go all the way down again? Really? Man, this market is like, what is this? Nutty is so funny. Let's see, 850. I mean, these swings are insane. I'll just squeeze the charts again because it's gonna be the only way y'all can see the swings because they're so huge. Thought it was Thursday when I woke up because of the way the market was moving, or because you just got your days mixed up. The video could bounce back up to it. It's like, as much as I love trending markets, I need trending markets, I also need for the market to still pull back at some point so that I can actually enter the dang on trade. Like, what the hell? Like, we still need some kind of pullback. Otherwise, I can't do anything with this. Alright, so I want to do... We didn't come very far, though. Alright, so we immediately rejected the downtrend change. So I'm gonna probably, on my sim account, do a swing trade. But not yet. Needs to look a certain way, and then I'll probably enter the swing. We attempted to push back into the overnight zone, but we rejected there, so maybe the rejection will push us lower. Wonder if my grandma left for her appointment. You got your days mixed up. Right, because I thought we would retrace to the VWAP. Your VWAP is at 877 as well, right? Or somewhere around there. Girl, don't get us through the week too fast. I gotta recover this money that I'm down first. I need my extra 2 trading days after today. I need all the time I can get. I ain't gonna lie, half the time I be having my days mixed up. I have to look at the calendar before I give my greeting in the morning. So somebody wrote in one of the I was about to say off-brand, that's so disrespectful, in one of the unofficial Facebook groups for Apex, some guy wrote, I would advise anyone looking to use Apex to stay away. I just made $2,000 this morning. Jeez Louise, hello? Wait, I think I changed I did. Alright, well that was invalid anyway. Alright, well, whatever. He says, I just made $2,000 this morning and lost it on the opening on a violent move in gold. Apex is moving the auto liquidation up so high that you automatically fail with the slightest movements, even though you are actually break even or at a little loss. Stay away from Apex, it's a scam. I wrote, they don't move the trail and drawdown up, you do. Like, what? Somebody said, no, you just have zero trade management. Because why would you be up $2,000 and allow it to go to break even or a little loss anyway? That's your freaking fault. And learn what a trailing drawdown is, people. You cannot sit here and say Apex is a scam because of that. They didn't move that trailing drawdown. Your trade did. That's your fault. Y'all, some of these people, I question sometimes. I do. I just don't be understanding. Such a you response. Because Applejacks, I be confused, honey. I just don't understand. Don't get me wrong. Apex is not perfect. They have their vices, absolutely. But what you're not gonna do is say Apex moved that damn trailing drawdown. That's what you're not gonna do. 579. I'm looking to take the sell now. Right? Nope, not anymore. Man. Oh yes, I actually could have. Oh, shoot. Y'all, I would have been so mad if I forgot to get into that dang on trade. Oh my goodness. I had the button clicked to get into it, right? But then I was like, oh shoot, the volume doesn't look how I want to. However, I forgot that with this particular, the pattern of the swings, so this swing was more volume than this swing, and that was more volume than this swing. So it was like a stair step down in volume. No matter what the volume looks like, I can take that trade. And I almost missed it. Oh, y'all wouldn't have heard the end of it. Ooh-wee. All right, we was able to get into it though. And I actually heard a target filled, but only on 2 accounts, I think. And then I still saw it was in a trade, I think, on the leader account, which was very weird because I don't know how my take profits got copied, even though they didn't even show on my screen yet. But you know what? We're not going to question anything. We're just going to roll with the punches. That's what we're going to do. You was happy to have another trading day? Absolutely. I can't lie. I hate the weekends. I just want to sleep the whole weekend away so I can wake up and it's Monday and I'm ready to trade again. And it's like the more I'm getting close to getting my strategy together, the more excited I am about the next day. You know, yeah, I'm going to still have a couple of little things to learn from, but I genuinely am excited to trade. So the weekend is like, and you know, before I would spend the majority of my weekend back testing and stuff, but I haven't needed to do that. So yeah, like I think Friday I did spend about 5 hours after Friday's session, and that wasn't even really a back testing situation. That was more of, here's a list of items on my cheat sheet that do not have super defined rules, so let's just write down every single trade for that particular setup and see if we need something more defined. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. And that was just kind of that. But I haven't needed to like back test. And then what I do is, if I find that I have any rules that I needed to change, I'll actually go through all of the data that I have so far, and like in the front of that line for the trade, I'll use a red pen and I'll put an X in the beginning of the line, and then I'll put the date that, you know, I kind of changed the rule to make that not valid. Whether it was a win, loss, break even, doesn't matter. And I'll just put the date so that if I ever am going through my data and I want to see like, okay, when did I make that change, or when was that a thing, I can easily go to that page in my journal and find out why. Because that'll be the page where I wrote down all the trades to say why I wanted this to be the rule for that particular setup, kind of thing. So, I mean, it took me about 5 hours to do it, but I didn't have to back test past that at all this weekend. So Does Apex accept Morocco? Hold on, Applejacks. Let me go look at this for. Let me go look for you, because I do have a bunch of FAQ links from me being a mod in the server. All right, let's see. Can traders from any country participate? Let me see. Unfortunately, they do not service Morocco. I will post a link for you so that you can see. There's like 100 countries, I believe, that you cannot trade in, and Morocco, unfortunately, is one of them. You love hate the weekends. Trading helps me not hate Mondays. I swear. I swear. Because it's like, I just look at it like, all right, we're starting fresh. That's why every Friday before I end the stream, I'm like, all right, this is what we got going into next week. This is how many accounts I have coming back. Like, I just see it all as like starting fresh, especially since most of the time I have an account, you know, an eval that is renewed that I'm starting fresh with a balance and, you know, trailing drawdown and stuff with. So that's just how I see it. I get a fresh start every Monday. See. 808. That would be the bottom, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. If this buy happens, I'm gonna sit out of it. Only because we are rejecting off of the bottom of this zone, and even though it's not a fresh zone, I don't know if I still have to treat it the same way. So if it wins and I set out, I'm okay with that. Because I do have a rule that I need the volume to look a specific way, but I think that's only when the level is fresh, and it's not. So I would have been okay with that trade. Set up perfectly, and I would have gotten filled for sure. For sure. So now I know if it's not a fresh level, just take it. So you can see this is way different than the other ones when it just skips straight through. So 1, 2, there was like 3 different times for it to come down. Actually 4, because I wouldn't have taken profit yet here. So I definitely would have gotten filled. So I'm okay with that. Because it's not, I'm quite sure I don't really have very much data for that, because most of the time when I take that kind of divergence trade going back towards the bottom of the bias change zone, is typically like right when it changes. Like it would be more the regular reversal happen here and then the first move back up. But I never really paid attention to what happens when it's not a fresh zone anymore. So now I know. If I was up a little bit more on the accounts, I probably would have went ahead and chanced it, but I was okay with missing out on the win. Good morning, Christian. How are you this morning? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I'll definitely write that down in my journal, that if the zone is not fresh, we can still take the divergence going back towards it with the normal volume pattern that I typically will look for. And I can dig that one. All right. There's the open of this candle, 84. All right, we pushed too far up now for the traditional pullback. So we wait. We wait. This is a weak pullback level at 784. Save as defaults. So let's see what the rest of the session gives us. I'm like, I've basically recovered about half of what I lost on Monday. Yesterday, you guys know, was break even. Excuse me. So no sell there. No buy from here either. All right, that's the new change level right there, which I guess I could have kept the other one just in case I wanted to see it. Oh, well, it would have overlapped a little bit. That's all right. I'm still gonna draw it. You escaped the trading day without cursing the market. Look, I escaped without being irritated. Monday, you was like, this was that yesterday or Monday? I can't even remember. You was like, this is the most irritated I've seen you. Cause baby, what was it? I don't understand. If I can make it out without being super irritable and you can make it out without cussing the market out, baby, we've had a great day. Okay. A great day. All right, we're still next to the prior low and the major support level, so we'll sit it out, kind of see what happens. No trades here. I don't take trades at it, and I don't take trades going back towards it, because this is basically the top of a huge zone, and the zone is from 17,792 to, actually it's the bottom of the zone, not the top. What am I talking about? But the top is at 988, so about 200 points. Now we win. For real. For real. I'm not gonna lie, end up green, I might be too happy to even go to sleep and take my nap that I need to take. I got pictures popping up in my memories from like 2 years ago when I was babysitting my nephew for days at a time. I miss him. Him was so cute and nice. Now, not so much. He'll be 4 next month. My little baby is not a baby anymore. But I can say, for the 4 months that I had my niece and nephew over here, you know, those couple of times a week for 4 months, me and my niece were always super close anyway. Like, she's been attached to me since she was like 4 months old. But with my nephew, it's like he was over here a lot when he was a baby too, but I mean, you know, he was a baby. But after having them so much, when I saw them, not last weekend, I think it was the weekend before, as soon as I walked through the door, y'all, he ran straight to me, and then he stopped himself, and then he was just smiling, like he was just admiring the fact that I was there. So I don't know what was going on. And then he just hugged my leg. He was like, TT. I said, oh, my baby loves me. I need to call and see. I probably need to do his hair this weekend. His brother's birthday was exactly a week ago, so they're having a party for him this weekend, so I probably need to do the baby's hair for it. And then I saw my niece on, I feel like it was Sunday. My aunt took her to a cheerleading competition, and she was looking so cute. Let me see if I can find a picture. I made her take a picture for me. Oh, wait a minute. She was just looking so cute. My little baby girl. All right. Look at what we doing here. right, that was a no trade. Wasn't enough volume in that candle, the reversal candle. You love Lil Rascal so much. I do too. Like, it's so crazy. I have legit been taking care of kids since I was 10 years old. That's when my bonus dad's son was born. My bonus dad and my biological father, they played on the same softball team. And I don't know, ever since I met him, I just was like so attached to him. He just always been like a father figure in my life. But anyway, so his oldest son was born when I was 10 years old. So the oldest is almost 24. He'll be 24 in September. And I used to like literally watch him for a whole weekend, for an overnight. Like, I just loved kids. I've helped raise so many of my little cousins, which my niece and nephew are technically my little cousins, but they better not call me by I'm TT. But yeah, I've just always loved babies. So everybody always thought I would be the one to have all the kids. And I'm actually one of the last to have them. My sister doesn't have kids either. And then there are 5 of us grandkids on my mother's side. And basically there's only 2 out of the 3 have children. The rest of us don't. And I'm the second oldest, so they keep telling me it's my turn. But now my family members, like, none of my cousins will say anything about me having kids, because my last 3 cousins who said something about me being next, they were. They were. Matter of fact, one of my cousins, her daughter will be 5 this year. We were at this Christmas party and she didn't even know she was pregnant, but she just kept saying, "You know," I said, no, I'm not. It's you. She was like, I'm not pregnant. I can't be pregnant. I'm like, all right, I'm just telling you it's you. And then once the next 2 came, after that, everybody's like, don't say anything about her being pregnant if you don't want to be pregnant, because you put a juju on yourself. But yeah, I'm ready to have kids. I know I will at some point. All right, we completely did not get up there to attempt to change the trend. I thought we were going to attempt to push up there, but we got pretty close a couple of times. But I went ahead and pulled the zone down. 2.4, 189. All right, we pushed off of the new low way too much for my liking. We just pulled back too far. I like to see a wick off of my minor level, and that basically would go through the body of the reversal candle, which we do not like. Let's see, 1370, 1317. For this buy, because we would be kind of like changing trends, it would have to stall here for quite a bit in order for it to be valid, and it did not. So that trade I actually could have taken. You guys know what? I need to get an indicator or something where I can just click to put my trades on, because I literally just missed this sale. I was waiting for the volume to be what I wanted it to be, and it happened, and right when I was putting the sell limit order in, it just took off. So I do know that the chart trader, you know what, I wonder if the chart trader that I use, it has a click, because I have the enhanced version. I would think it would come with some of the basic versions too. Oh, and this is deja vu, actually. Ooh, this is deja vu. But anyway, let me go and look, because I definitely need something where I can just click entry orders. I have to ask him if it's, I don't know if it's included in what I have, because that would have been a very nice win. I'll show you guys what it looked like inside of the bars. The only problem is because every bar is one tick, this right here happens so fast. But yeah, when it was up here, I tried to put the entry in and then it just kind of took off from there. But definitely would have gotten filled, and as soon as it would have filled, it would have just taken off. Sucks. Sucks. 5:36. Is my grandma still here? I thought she had an appointment this morning. But anyway. So yeah, I know that I know he just did an update on this indicator. Okay, she was supposed to have Jesus Christ. She was supposed to have an appointment and they just didn't pick her up. And they're gonna make her pay a fee for it. Alright. So that buy just failed, but it is my strategy, so I'm not worried about that. The only thing that I hate is that I missed some of those other trades that won that would have covered it. That's the only time that I care about losing, is when I miss wins that could cover the losses. That's annoying. But all right, let's just see. We still got 30 minutes left. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. I'm like, I thought she had an appointment today. I thought we were gonna get a sale off right there, but we did not. But yeah, so that's the only time the losses suck. And that's what I know, at least 2 trades that I could not get into after the fact. But I mean, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to create the strategy the way that I am creating it, because I wanted it to be super precise entries. But then when you miss it, they're so precise that you only have like maybe 2 seconds to try to put the trade in, and sometimes I just can't get it in time, which freaking sucks. But yeah, you have a baby boy and it's hard balancing trading and being a father. How often, well, not how often, but how long do you trade every day? I think honestly, that's another reason why it's been my goal to not be on the charts all day. Like, be able to make whatever money I'm gonna be able to make in 2.5 hours and keep it moving, because you know, the longer I'm on the charts, the more I can't do other things. And if I want to be able to spend time with my children or with my significant other or whatever the case may be, or travel, whatever, like, how can I do that if I still need to be on the charts 8 hours a day? And then it's like, if I traded the whole session, right, or whatever, if I decided to trade multiple sessions, I'm the type of person where, like, I'm a creature of habit. So something that I start, I want to be able to finish the same way. I know I'm not going to be able to forever get up for London, then get up for New York and be on the charts all day for New York and continue to do that day in and day out. Like, it's literally, I know I can't. So for me, it's like, all right, I know that even if I'm on vacation, I'm okay with not leaving out of wherever I am, you know, until after 11 o'clock, well, Central Standard Time. I'm cool with that. Because honestly, I don't like doing stuff in the morning. I don't even want to be awake in the morning to trade. So I definitely don't want to be out on nobody's beach, and I don't eat breakfast. I intermittent fast. I don't eat until after 2 o'clock most of the time. So it's like, if I'm waking up to trade and then going on with the rest of my vacation, that works perfect for me. Perfect. I know they did not just try to come over here and pick her up late. She already said she got to reschedule, and they gonna charge my granny a fee, and it ain't even her fault. This is why she can only rely on me. Stop ringing the doorbell. I ain't going to get the door. Ain't my guess. This is why I try to tell her to just make all her appointments in the afternoon, cause she know I ain't gonna forget. I ain't gonna have a chance to, cause she right here. She gonna remind me as soon as I come out. Amber, remember my appointment. But I know she is not happy about that, cause she actually missed it last week, I think, because she forgot about it. What is Nutty showing? Oh, he's showing his trade Zella. The one thing, I would switch over to Trade Zella if they automatically imported screenshots of the trades into the trade journal, but they don't. And I think actually the trade journal I use, I think it's the only one on the market that does it from my knowledge. He's not even taking any more customers, which means he's not like upgrading the interface, and the interface is not bad, don't get me wrong, but I would definitely like it more if it looked like Trade Zella. But Trade Zella costs more for less features, and the one that I use is like $35 a month, and you get unlimited accounts and unlimited trades, basically unlimited everything, versus being, you know, limited to 10 accounts, which for people who trade with Apex and they use Trade Zella, most of them will import all of their PA trades into like as one account basically, but I don't do that. Close my door, no entry. But yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me from getting a Trade Zella account. I just don't like that part, and I'm not with putting all of the accounts as one account in a trade journal. Like, I don't want to do that, so I'm not. Definitely is because every millionaire trader investor I know say the market comes first until you are at a certain point where you don't need to trade as much. Absolutely, it does, because it's just like when you're in school. Like, your school comes first, your studies come first. This is no exception. Like, I can't tell you how many things I've said no to just in the last, what was that, since September 1st. That's when I closed my credit repair business and I was focused only on trading. And yeah, I can't tell you how much I've said I can't do it, and it just is what it is. Wicked. So what you gotta do, unfortunately. It's been random, an hour here, 30 minutes there. But is it anything with mine? I was just talking about being successful. Your family has to accept sacrifices, and the biggest is your time. Absolutely. And I feel like it's kind of hard. I think the hardest part is when your family doesn't understand what you do, or they understand but they don't do it, so they don't get like why it takes so much time, especially with trading. Like, and I don't know if it's because of what they see on social media. I have no idea, but it's like people just automatically think that, okay, you're starting this trading journey, all right, it's been 6 months, how come you're still learning? How come you're still developing your strategy? How come you're still, and I don't really get those questions, because honestly, I have a very supportive family, and because they've seen me do so much in my lifetime, and because they know like this is something that I'm 100% dedicated to, and I tell them all the time, like, if there's going to be one thing in my life that's going to change my life and the life of the closest people around me, it's going to be trading. Like, I tell my mom, there's no way as you age I can take care of you on a job salary or working a job. It's literally impossible. Not even just from a financial aspect, but I mean, just thinking about the time that you put into taking care of your elderly parents, you know, all that goes into that. It's impossible. Even when like, that's one of the reasons why I haven't had children yet. Like, my goal has been to be able to master trading first so that I don't have to take much time away from my kids. Like, yeah, at one point I was at a point like financially where it made sense, even though I was working and I had a business and stuff like that. But it was like, but this is not the way that I want to do it. You know, I don't want to miss my babies first, especially I'm older, right? So who knows how many kids I'm going to end up having. I say I want 3, but maybe after the first one comes, we might just say to hell with all that. I don't know. But it's like, I don't want to miss that. I don't, because I will cry if my grandma is watching my child and she's like, oh yeah, they took their first steps today. Girl, what? And you saw it and not me? Mm-mm. I'm sensitive. That would hurt my feelings. And I've always wanted to homeschool, because the reality is half the stuff you learn in school you don't need in real life. Like, we just don't need a lot of those things. And it's crazy to say that, because I was a scholar. Like, I graduated with over a 4.0. I was top of my class without even trying. Like, I was number 13 of 673 students, and I didn't even try. So, but I also realized that, like, yeah, I loved school, but most of that stuff was just not needed. And for me, like, I want to be able to provide certain experiences for my kids. Like, if we're learning about the Alamo, let's just go to Texas. You know what I mean? Like, just certain things like that. And I didn't have like a hard life. We didn't struggle. Like, it was nothing like that. But even without that, there's still certain situations where you still want to be able to provide your kids with a life that you didn't have, even if your life wasn't the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. It's just certain things that I want to be able to do that I was not able to do as a kid. And I think that my kids would deserve it. And I feel like the only way for me to provide that, baby, is with mastering trading, because I can't answer to somebody for the rest of my life. I can't. First of all, I have a very strong entrepreneur spirit. I've been in entrepreneurship since I was like 21. No, I would say 22 is when I kind of like first really got into it. 22, 23. And so it's like, I don't really subscribe to all that other stuff at all. I don't. You know, it's not even about being lazy or just not, you know, it's nothing like that. It's just, I know the lifestyle that I want to live. A job can't do it. It just can't. Just can't. And I can't do that one. But yeah. It's difficult though. I'm not gonna lie. It's difficult. But I like to remind people, like, especially, you know, if I have someone who will ask me certain things like, why is it taking this long, whatever, which again, I don't really get questions like that often. They'll be like, you know, I thought you already were doing such and such. And it's like, yeah, but it takes time. Like, technically, if you get a bachelor's degree, it didn't just take you 4 years to do it. It took you 16. 17 if you count kindergarten. It wasn't just the 4 years of college. You had to get all the other years of experience first, for most people. So you can't expect to come into this type of industry where 95% of people fail and think that you are going to just excel and succeed so fast, unless you have a head start, because you know, you've purchased someone's course or someone's strategy or something like that, where they can kind of like, you know, cut down the time. Cool. I didn't have that. I spent a lot of time, energy, effort, and money learning from other people just to still not be satisfied. So, all right, at this point, that means I gotta do something for myself. And as frustrating as it can be, I always remind myself, like, yo, it's going to take time. And that's just what you gotta tell yourself. And sometimes, you know, when you see YouTubers or people in Discord chats or on Facebook and Facebook groups, and you're seeing their withdrawals and stuff, you know, there are times where, like, well, not now, but there were times where I would have to like mute certain things because it wasn't like a jealousy thing at all. I love seeing people succeed. But at some point, sometimes the motivation can become, it's not jealousy and it's not envy. It's just like a, dang, why is it taking me so long? Like almost like a disappointment in yourself, right? Whenever that happens, just mute the shit. You can rejoin the groups, or you can go back in there, or you can rejoin the Discord, whatever. Like sometimes you just gotta mute some of that stuff, because now it's not motivating. Now it's irritating you because you feel like, hello, when's my turn gonna be? And I've gotten to that point a couple times. But then, like I said, I have to go back and remind myself, you're doing this from scratch. And not only that, you're trying not to gamble. Of course I could pass a whole bunch of evals. Like, of course I could. But I'm trying to do it in a specific way where I'm trading it the exact same way that I would trade my PAs, which means I can only trade it, you know, according to the strategy as I'm developing it at the time. But it could be a rough road. Absolutely can. It's tough sometimes. But this is probably one of the only skills that you can learn where it's going to be satisfying and rewarding all the time, as long as you stick to what you're supposed to be doing. Now you gonna tilt, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But yeah, you just gotta stick to it. Stick to it. You're welcome, Christian. You're welcome. You are so welcome. It is tough. Like, I've been doing this off and on for 10 years. I always tell people, way more off than on. And we've been all over the world. We started with futures and then went into Forex and then went into binary options and then went back to Forex, back to futures, back to Forex, back to futures. I've been all over the place. I've scalped, I've intraday swing, I've multi-day swing, I've multi-week swing. I've done everything you could possibly think of. But I'm grateful because of the struggle, it forced me to experiment with so many things, and I have so much chart time that when I decided, okay, yo, look, we're gonna try to develop this scalping strategy, right? And we're gonna try to do it on the craziest instrument there is to do it on, and we're gonna use Rincos. And eventually around Christmas, I said, we're going to do volume. I've never traded volume ever. In the entire 10 years that I've been trading, I never used volume. Ever. So no matter how much experience I had this entire time, what I did not have experience with was volume. So it's like I'm starting over as a baby, all over from scratch, right? Learning different volume patterns, seeing what it looks like with this Rinko setting, and oh, I changed the Rinko setting because I don't really like that one, but now I got to learn the volume patterns of that, and trying to figure out what Rinko settings works best for what I'm trying to do with this particular instrument and things like that. Like, it's a lot. But what I can say is, because of all of the chart time that I put in prior to starting this volume-based strategy, I already knew what I wanted on my charts and what I didn't. I scrolled down that NinjaTrader list and I was like, all right, I know these certain levels are important: the open, high, low, close, The order flow VWAP, I automatically knew that was important, right? Got a support and resistance indicator on there because I hate drawing support and I hate drawing support and resistance, because I always feel like what you see as support, I don't even see it. I've always felt that way, like always. But I told myself, we're gonna get this thing going, and it's taking time, sure, but I just knew it was gonna be worth it in the end. No matter the frustrations, no matter Applejack's telling me this week, this is the most irritated I've ever seen you. And I always say, the closer I get to my goal, the more irritated I'm gonna be. And that has proven itself every week. Every single week. But you'll get there though. I cannot sell here. I've been looking for a trade this entire time, but unfortunately I have not gotten any. This sell right here is invalidated because these swings are equal in volume. So gotta wait. But overall, I'm very satisfied with today. The biggest thing for me right now is that I need to see if there is a way for me to click to enter. Like I said, I know he did an update on, I use the affordable indicators, enhanced chart trader. I use the closed bar entry indicator. And I know his latest video, he was showing like updates that he did to the basic chart trader, I think. So I don't know if my chart trader comes with all of that, but I'm definitely going to see. Because otherwise what I'm gonna have to do, I think there's a free indicator in the NinjaTrader ecosystem that allows you to click to place an order, and I just need something, like, it doesn't happen often, like at all. I mean, it happened twice today, I think 2 or 3 times today. Yeah, 2 or 3 times today. I know for sure 2, but it doesn't happen often. But when it does happen, I need to be able to get in a lot faster than right clicking and doing all that. I cannot stand the way NinjaTrader has that. So that's what I'm going to be focused on when I get off this stream. I am happy that I still technically ended up positive, although we're a little bit negative on the leader account from that first trade that I took that I didn't copy over, that I didn't want to copy over. But yeah, overall I'm satisfied with today. It just, I need to find something where I can just click to enter, which, knowing me, I'll figure something out. I pretty much know all the resources that I can go to try to find something. So, and actually I wonder if there's a free indicator in, let's see, close flat. I don't think that one's gonna do it. No, that's not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. I thought the tick hunter indicator that's in the NinjaTrader ecosystem, I thought that would do it, but that doesn't do it. But I know I've seen something, so I'll find it. I ain't got nothing but time, because I probably ain't even gonna take a nap like I wanted to. Volume is good, but I don't use it either. I do now, but I didn't before. You use regular Rinkos, moving averages, fibs, stochastic, and trend lines, and MT5. Oh, so you trade Forex? Now, do you chart on Forex but trade on futures, or do you trade Forex and chart on Forex? That's when I was first introduced to Rinkos, is when I was trading Forex. Actually, there was a company called I can't even remember the name, but it had like this indicator for MT4. You would attach it to like a regular chart, and then there was like this box where you could just put what you wanted the Rinko setting to be, and then you clicked a button and then it would automatically convert it to a Rinko chart. That's when I was first introduced to Rinkos. And basically the strategy that I was learning at the time, that dude ended up being a scammer. I think he's still in jail right now. I helped put him there. But anyway, he had like this strategy that he was trying to teach where, you know, kind of like how people trade with, maybe they enter on a 1 minute chart, but they look at structure on a 15, or, you know, a 5 and 15, something like that. So he would use a bigger Renko chart, and then whenever there was a reversal bar, he would drop down to a smaller Renko chart, you know, look at all the structure that is creating inside of the bar, because a lot of times as soon as the reversal bar happened, it would just kind of like consolidate right below that level if it's for a buy, and then he would look for a certain structure and then take the trade to, you know, kind of break out of the zone that was created from it. But I can't think of the name of that company. It was so long ago. But yeah, I've always loved Rinkos. I've always gone back to you know, a regular time-based chart. I've tried tick-based charts. I freaking hate tick-based charts. Don't ask me why, but I hate it. Maybe because for me it just still reminds me of time-based charts. Yeah, I just don't like it. For me, ever since I saw Rinkos, I was like, yo, whenever I master trading, it's gonna be because I have mastered Rinkos, because to me Rinkos are the most price-based candles or bar type that you can ever get, and that's why I trade with them. I just cannot. I mean, I was intraday swinging on a 2 minute chart like 2 years ago and was doing very well with it, but I didn't like being on my charts all day. Could not stand it, especially if the market was real choppy and now I gotta wait until like the afternoon. No. Futures NQ only. Listen, I feel you. I don't know how people, I mean, I get why people don't trade the Nasdaq when they first start trading, or, you know, things like that, because the Nasdaq can be very intimidating. Like, I used to think anybody who traded the Nasdaq was a crackhead, because that's the only way you like that instrument. What's wrong with you? Do you see how this thing is moving? How do you even see anything? It's just moving like this. But like around this time last year, I was trading gold, crude oil, ES, the Russell, the Dow. I think I started to dabble into the Nasdaq a little bit, but it was not something that I looked at often. But then I also was trading, I would trade the morning session from like 8:30 to 10, and then I would stop trading, and then I would come back from 12 to 2, and I realized very quickly that that was not gonna work for me. Like a split session, I don't want to come back to, like, once I'm off, I'm off. But then late last year, once I closed my credit repair business, and I was like, all right, look, we're about to focus. Then I said, okay, let's figure out what we can do here. And I felt like a crazy person initially, I'm not gonna lie. I did. But then it was like over time, I'm like, oh, you can still get pretty consistent patterns on the Nasdaq. And it's like, once you see this stuff moving so fast and you can learn and understand it, you open up another chart and you like, why do people look at especially the ES? Anybody who trades the S&P, I commend you, because why? It's price, no action. It's not price action. It don't move. It doesn't move at all. I just don't get it. But I highly doubt I will ever trade any other instrument. I've even traded the bonds before. I traded ZB, ZN, TN, the Ultra bonds, which is UB. I've traded everything you could possibly think of. Everything. When I traded Forex, I mainly traded GJ, GN, EA, which is the Euro, no, not EA, EG, so the Euro British Pound. Like, I traded a lot of exotics most of the time. I never really liked AU at all. I didn't even really like UJ most of the time, but GJ was like my zhush. So you would think that I would automatically want to trade the Nasdaq, because GJ kind of moves the most out of most of the Forex pairs, but the Nasdaq was so intimidating at first. So intimidating. But now we're here. Now we are here. So you guys, I'm going to wait, let me turn. I hate when this isn't, oh, I gotta unlock it first. I hate when it's not in order. Got a little OCD, but okay, so I'm gonna show you guys my accounts so that y'all can see where we're at for the day as far as trailing drawdown and all that good stuff. Yes, sucks. Yeah, I can't do it. Yep, NQ and futures is like GJ and Forex. Literally just said the same thing. I ain't even see a comment yet. All right, so this is where we're at. Like I said, gained a little bit back from what I lost on Monday. Should have been way more positive today. Except those freaking trades that I just could not get into in time. So like I said, I'm gonna spend time today looking for first I'm gonna upgrade his chart trader to see if it's included, because if it is, then I'm good. If not, I need to find something that's going to allow me to do that, because I absolutely need something where I can just click and it enters the order for me. This right clicking thing on NinjaTrader is driving me insane. But yeah, so we are surviving with the accounts, and that's how much drawdown we have going into tomorrow. Still got 2 trading days left of the week. Honestly, my only goal this week is just to get the 2 accounts that I started on Monday back to a positive balance. That's all I really care about. You guys know, like, I'm not in a rush to pass the next eval so I can start trading my PA and things like that. I'm not in a rush. What's most important for me is me perfecting this strategy and getting it exactly how I want it to be, no matter how much time it takes. But I know I'm like literally right here, right there. So yeah. Oh, thank you for the sub, Fendi. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, so I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already, but you did, Fendi. Thank you. But I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.